Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We got a rainy December day here in Louisiana, and because of that rain, we're going to be working indoors. Now, if you follow the build, you know we recently redid basically the whole entire interior, and today we're going to be finalizing that interior with some interior bits. So we're going to go ahead and hop right into it. So here I have the old suede armrest with the red stitching. I redid this maybe about 2 years ago, and as you can tell, it's still in pretty good condition. So the reason I'm redoing it is because of the red stitching. So I ended up initially doing the red stitching because on the stock Evo 9 seats, the red Recaro logo somewhat matches pretty well with this stitching. But now that we have new Recaro Sportsters and pretty much the entire interior is new with no colored stitching, this would obviously not match. So we're gonna be redoing this as well as this shift boot. Same deal with this red stitching. The new stuff doesn't have any colored stitching. So we'll be redoing both as well as some other interior pieces that I have, but we're gonna hop right into this. So here's what we have. This is from the guys over at Auto Interior Technic. Same thing with the old stuff, same exact brand. Now this time I decided to go with an all black suede with the black stitching compared to the red stitching. Really like how they add their little touch right there, even though you don't see it. It's one of those things that us car enthusiasts, the ones that are really into the fine little details, we really appreciate this stuff. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. This is pretty boring compared to the red stitching, but I basically wanted all the attention to go basically to the seats and to the steering wheel and the headliner and kind of take it away from anything else. Not to mention, I want everything to match and nothing in the car has any colored stitching. Anyways, as far as this kit goes, they do provide you with some of the necessities right over here. Obviously, if you order anything bigger, like the steering wheel wrap, they'll give you scissors and a bunch of other stuff. Interestingly enough, this is not the same tape they gave me for this before. So I still have some old Tesla tape from the last time I did this job. Now I did a video on all this stuff a while back, and you can catch it, but I'm gonna be redoing obviously this for your viewing pleasure. So one thing to note, if you ended up doing a 5-speed swap like I did and kept the MR base, this piece right over here, you are gonna need to let them know that in the comments or the notes, just because the 5-speed panel is different than the 6-speed. So that means that the shift boot is also different. So basically this is wider than the 5-speed. And obviously you don't have the locking piece up top like you would to put in reverse. So this is gonna have to be tailored a certain way. So just one thing to note. Anyways, as far as this job, pretty easy overall. You basically just undo those Phillips screws and then you end up stapling the new shift boot just like so. And then for the armrest, pretty easy. You basically undo these, and then same thing up here. And then you end up obviously getting to it and then you have access to the armrest. So I'm gonna undo this and then take it inside. All right, got everything off, and unfortunately it looks like some of the adhesive managed to stick on to this. So I'm probably gonna actually let this sit in water overnight and then let this dry and see if I can get most of that stuff off. It's nothing crazy, just adhesive. I got most of it off. It came off pretty simple, but for whatever reason that didn't. And then this is what it looks like after. As far as the shift boot, pretty easy to get off. And for the installation for the shift boot, pretty cut and dry, man. You can't really mess it up. It's positioned a certain way to where you can't really mess it up. You have to align it a certain way, and it can only go one way, and I believe it's that way. So they notched it out for it to basically make it easy for everybody. So we can't really mess it up. All right, guys, next day, and managed to get most of that adhesive off. I did go a little hard, but I used warm water and a rag, and I let it soak for like an hour, and then I used the rag, kind of rubbed it off. But I never planned on using this the way it is, so it'll always have a cover in the future, so we can get that installed. I don't think I'm gonna use as much tape as I did last time. Just because I feel like I went a little hard in the paint with the tape.
And I also noticed this one thing. I was wondering why the shift boots were different, and now I remember. So when I initially installed this wasn't long enough, and then they put this little collar on the top, and that ended up giving me issues. And then I ended up never basically utilizing the zip ties that they provided to kind of tuck it in like that. So this time they made it a little bit longer, and also they didn't put the collar. But I'm still not sure if I'm going to be doing the zip tie method, so we'll see.
All right, guys, here we are, all complete. As you can tell, pretty forgiving for the armrest. So if you make a mistake, just go ahead and lift it up and then redo it. And for this, for the shift boot, this one wasn't working, so I sourced a normal stapler. And as you can tell, everything's good. So now we just do everything in reverse and install again. All right, next up, it's time to swap out this e-brake handle. This is the one that the car came with. And as you can see and tell, seen better days. Not to mention, I'm not a big fan of this fake carbon fiber. I think this is fake. This is something that came on the MR models. You got this, and then you got that trim piece on the dash, which I'm also not a fan of, but I don't know, I just think carbon fiber is kind of cheesy in the interior of an import car. So we're gonna be replacing that with this really nice little kit right here. I got this from Shift Solutions, and kind of just taking a gamble. It looked pretty good with the pictures and everything, so I took a shot, so hopefully it works out for us. I was actually very surprised how easy it is to take this off. All it was these two little screw type things, and obviously they hold on to here, those two spots right there. So with this, it comes in a like 3-piece kind of thing, where you have this slides into that, and then you flip this upside down like so, and then you go ahead and put that together and tighten it up, and basically it gives you this really nice overall look. Very, very simple and clean. And here's what it looks like put together. I really like this look. It's a very, very classy yet simple look. And with this kit, they provide you with obviously everything you need. They even give you the Allen key, and then you get those little screw things. And one of the cool things about this is by putting this in there, it hides the screws, so you don't get to see any of the screws, which is pretty cool. Really nice touch. As you can tell, the screws are in there. All right, last thing I got for you guys is these floor mats. I went ahead and ordered these a while ago. I kind of use them as like my show mats. I got these from eBay. Kind of hot boyish, honestly, but it does complete the look, and you guys will see here in a bit. So for whatever reason, OEM mats are hard to get, and they're discontinued. And I'll be honest with you, they just don't look the best. After a little while, they start getting like grayish, and they look kind of old, even when they're new. So I don't think OEM mats are worth the money, and then not to mention, now they're difficult to get. But this is a trunk mat that I've had for a while. It's the same brand, and then it just happened to kind of work together where these are the same exact things. So same pattern, same company. So yeah, we'll get these installed, and then we'll get one step closer towards a better interior. All right, guys, here you have it. Everything's looking good. Got the headliner looking real pretty. Got the new pieces on. This thing looks really good. And then the armrest matches the seats pretty well. And the floor mats, as you can tell, give it a bit of an accent. It kind of, it's better than a traditional gray or black, but overall this thing's looking good. Got a couple other things that I want to do to the interior. And honestly, there's only so much you can do. Unfortunately, this is a cheap Mitsubishi interior, but overall, I think the car is looking as good as it can be. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. And I got a couple other pieces that I'm getting ready to install. I'll give you a hint. It's gonna be in this area over here. That's gonna wrap it up for this one. Thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next one. I'm out.